Your former quarterback, Kirk Cousins, will be a free agent next week. Should the Redskins have tried harder to keep him?
I feel like they tried hard. I felt like we always were in communication. We always were trying to show him that that we wanted him there. And so I think the ball was in his court, and he really wanted, he's taken a lot of joy in this moment, being a guy who was a low-round draft pick, having proved himself, earned some good money, obviously getting franchised, yeah. But now he's in the point where he gets to pick where he wants to go. Right. And I think he relishes in that opportunity. Right. I don't think it ever was personal. I don't think it had anything to do with us. But I just felt like he figured out he was better than RG3 a lot sooner than we did. Yeah. We wanted, RG to kind of go out there and prove it. And he looked good. RG starting out looked great. Right. Looked like we had a chance.
Right. I don't think Kirk thought that when RG was a rookie.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like that. I mean, it'll be times, we'd be out there in practice. And
player of the year.
No, absolutely he was.
Yeah. But in practice.
But it was because of Mike Shanahan and Kyle Shanahan.
It was.
They tailor-made an offense that really the league hadn't seen to that extent of just that read option with those kind of skinny bang posts in there.
Yep.
I can remember Pierre taking the first one, RG's first throw.
New Orleans, right?
70, 80 yards. Right. And so that offense was tailor-made for RG3. Yeah. But before that offense was tailor-made, they were just running kind of basic Kyle Shanahan concepts. Mm-hmm. And you could see in practice that, man, Kirk can make every throw. And he was a lot more athletic than people thought. But it wasn't until Jay really said, hey, I feel like this guy's better suited to run my offense, and gave him opportunity. And I felt like as a player, when you get that kind of support from somebody who's basically putting his job on the line,
right?
Because if it didn't work, Jay'd have probably been out of there. But because, Kirk was able to really grow into a great quarterback in that system and in that scheme, he's about to make $30 million a year on average.
D-Hall, you know how this works. You say you thought the team showed that they wanted him. When you franchise somebody, you're telling them, we want you for a year. We don't believe in you, but we want you for this year. And if you go out there and you throw 15, 20 picks, see, you validate us. They wasn't willing to give him that long-term commitment. I believe after the first year, you say we're going to franchise him. I believe after the second year, you could have had Kirk Cousins for $100 million over 5 years with $60 million guaranteed. But now, he knows that once he's going to get to the free agent market, he knows what's out there.
We say that number now as if it's small because we know he's going to get a lot more.
Right.
But then, that was a huge number.
That's why you do it.
That was a huge number.
Because now you're 2 years, the second year into that number, and you're looking at, man, we got Kirk Cousins on a bargain.
But at that time, Kirk Cousins still was the guy who you just didn't know. You couldn't trust him. Being a Cowboys guy, you saw kind of, I don't know.
I still got it.
And so for us, or, me being a player in that locker room, we wanted to see him just be consistent and show us that he can go out there and make plays and not turn the ball over. Because prior to that, he was a little bit of a turnover machine. Mm-hmm. And he corrected that.
Right.
He was able to go in and fix that. My thing is, as a defensive back, if you don't take a shot against me, I'm sitting all day.
Right.
And that's kind of what the problem we ran into, just because of the franchise tag and because there was no long-term job security there. It almost felt like he was playing to not make a mistake. Mm-hmm. And I always wanted to see the Kirk Cousins who had a deal so I could really see him reach his full potential.
Well, next
take
year,
shots and not worry about anything. I know next year I'm going to see it.
Right?
Yeah.
He's going to be a $30 million a year player. And my contention is he's going to be the most overpaid quarterback in NFL history starting next year. I'm just not sold on him because I'm convinced your management, your coaching staff was never really sold on him because they kept sticking their toe into the negotiating water, but they wouldn't take the plunge. Because if they were just sold, if they said, this is our future, this is our ticket to a Super Bowl, they're just going to do it. I don't know. You just figure it out. They all do.
Yes.
Because it's the most important position, as you well know, in sports. And if you got one, a bunch of teams don't got one. There are about half the teams are still looking for one. I'm just not sure he's that one. And speaking of my Cowboys, I'm just going off my raw emotion. Maybe it's over emotion, but every time my team played your team with him at quarterback, I was not afraid. He didn't bother me. You know, some guys, I'm like, I don't know about this. I don't know if we can do this against that guy. But against your guy, Kirk Cousins, he went 1-6 against the Cowboys. And he would always make one big mistake. Going back to Dak's first year last year, I can't remember. Were you out that game? The first game.
I've been out for so long.
I know.
I probably was definitely out.
Yeah, it wasn't this year. The season before.
Okay.
It was the second
So
game.
yes. Dak's rookie year. Yes, I was playing. Yeah.
You were playing.
I was playing.
Okay.
Because I got hurt week 3.
Okay, so Kirk's driving the team, and the game's going to be over. All you have to do is get it. Heck, if you just kick it between the uprights, the game might be over. But if you get it in the end zone, it's going to be way over. Yeah. And he went to church. He threw it to Barry Church in the end zone, and you can't do it. It's the cardinal sin for a quarterback to throw an end zone interception, and Dak took it the other way, 80 straight yards, and Dallas survived and stole one 27-23. And that's Kirk Cousins, 1-6 against a team, and lost all 4 at your place. Lost all 4. Yeah. I'm just not sure. He went 26-30 with 1 tie, so he's 4 games under 500. Is he that guy? I know he's good. I know he can throw it. He can put up some big numbers. Put up big numbers 2 years ago on Thanksgiving. Put big numbers and lost the game because he wasn't converting in the red zone. Dak went 4 for 4 in the red zone. It was a close game to the bitter end. What was it?
30-26.
It's a weird score.
But D-Hall, you know how this works.
Yeah.
Now you married. You started out dating. At some point in time, you had to give your girl the key, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you got to make a commitment. At some point in time, the Redskins were going to have to give him the key. And they we like you, but we ain't give you the key to the apartment. So he's like, you know what? And then he saw, with another year on his contract, he saw what Andrew Luck got, 87 guaranteed, and he wasn't free. He says, if I'm a free agent,